So we find ourselves in the jungle. Welcome to the Spinning the Sacred Round meditation for the Trecena of Chicchan. The Trecena of energy and evolution, of Serpent. And allow yourself to arrive in this place, arrive in the jungle, in this expanse, surrounded by trees. We were just talking about that in a different place. This open space, in this almost like a caldera, the cauldron of the jungle, with this beautiful, majestic, awe-inspiring, breathtaking pyramid, the Castillo, in the center. This architectural wonder created by the ancients that is the pathway, the roadway, the ebb up to the cosmos, to the divine realms. So focus on your breath. Begin the journey upwards. Each step, as you gaze upwards, taking you closer and closer and closer to the cosmos. You just feel the earth slip further and further away. And as you look up and see the skies above, whether it is shining sun of midday or the mysterious indigo of midnight, with the sparkling sprinkling of stars. As you look up, you are aware of just that expanse, all of the energy that is gathered there in the cosmos. And you bring your awareness to the spinning of the sacred round, the shifting into a new Trecena, new energy that has been built, been building, has arrived. So we are here at the 13-day cycle that starts with one Chicchan, one serpent. And it's so interesting that we move from this, I'm talking about Kundalini energy that sets us off, that activates the path that we've been walking. And the energies that we move through day by day, we have death, deer, rabbit, water, dog, monkey, road, that's the Trecena we've just completed of ebb, cane, jaguar, Eagle, that brings the light of the sun. Owl, that brings the wisdom of night. And it all becomes grounded in earth. This is the journey of the next 13 days. So, Serpent. The strengths being this charged energy, which can be very charismatic. But a shadow reflection of that brings the drama. Chicchan is associated with the feathered serpent, known as Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl in either Mayan or Aztec. This is the regent of the sky and the ruler of time. Chicchan symbolizes the transformation of time, transcendence, peace, spiritual development, human evolution. But Chicchan is also the Lord of all material things. It represents concepts of work, autonomy, power, law, justice, and intelligence. It opens us to seek the paths of wisdom, of education, training. And it also signifies what that learning impacts to communities, how that wisdom and learning is passed forward, how it helps and supports communities. But as the Trecena of energy, Chicchan is also the Nagual, the day sign of new life, the creation of new life, that spark. And so in that spark, in that new life, it's how to transmute knowledge into wisdom, what is in the books into that which is applied to life. There is this connection of serpent with inner fire. This is called Coyopa for the Maya. But it is the same energy as Kundalini in Eastern traditions. It is the rising of that energy to bring forth new life. And so Chicchan helps you to develop that inner fire and to evolve spiritually. This is Serpent. The serpent embodies deep, instinctive wisdom and intelligence, but also profound, powerful emotion that can cause great upheaval and change. This energy invites building strength and demanding that vitality, clarity, and understanding manifest. Great upheaval and change can bring anxiety and dread, and that is not the energy of Serpent. It is about how to use these energies to dispel or neutralize fear, anxiety, and dread. Allowing the change to happen. Similar to, we invite the waters to flow. We need the energy to flow as well. To not be blocked. To remove the blocks so that it can flow. Otherwise, there can be problems with that. There is an image particular to Mexico and South America. This is Kukulkan. This is Quetzalcoatl. This is the plumed serpent. This weaving together of earth and sky. The serpent that slithers on the ground. And the quetzal bird that swoops so colorfully through the air. Together, they create the feathered serpent, and that is the energy of the Kundalini, right, or the Koyopa. There is something almost feminine in the arc of these feathers, the creative, life-giving energy that comes through the feminine. This force, this creative force, is something that throughout history people have tried to control or suppress or conquer. There are many places where the serpent has been vilified. It's the bringer of evil. But it is not. It is the bringer of wisdom and the bestower of energy. For the Maya, the feathered serpent embodies the very energy of life in its purest and simplest form. And that is not about good or evil. It is above all of that. Can neither be judged nor denied. It is, but it can be blocked and rejected. When we open ourselves to it, this is the energy that guides, that fulfills, that mutates, transmutes, it evolves, changes everything it touches, and everything it touches changes. This is the energy embodied within the stars, of which all things are made. We are, after all, but stardust. This is the DNA of existence, consciousness. And we all carry this sacred energy deep within. So this is an opportunity to pay attention to where we embrace it or where we deny it. Because it can rise us up to the very top of that which connects us to the cosmos, to cosmic law, to cosmic energy. Indeed, the Castillo itself, at the time of, I believe it's the spring equinox and autumn equinox, the way that the sun hits, it looks like it is illuminating the serpent coming down from the top of the pyramid to the bottom. It is how we earth or ground this energy. So how do we open ourselves to that? How do we remove the blocks to that? How do we accept that inner fire of our souls? It invites our thoughts to be born, our emotions to ignite, our dreams to take flight, and our actions to initiate. So breathe Chicchan. Feel the energy of Serpent. As you feel that energy flow through, we will look to the guidance that is being offered. And just getting our reflections. Continue to breathe. We have here our reflection of above and below, We have the 3 cards, which are from the Mayan Oracle, from left to right, 1, 2, and 3. And on the bottom, we have the 3 cards, which are the reflection, the divine reflection from the Nahuali Animal Oracle. From left to right, 1, 2, 3. So just be aware of what it is that calls to you. Top and bottom. 1 from above and 1 from below. So, from above we have from the Mayan Oracle, these reflections of this sacred calendar. We have 2 cards, which are the lens. We have resolution of duality and the language of light. Both of these are very perfect. So 1, resolution of duality. So this is all about, obviously, the resolving of perception. Now is the time for you to confront directly the illusion of separation and duality. Receiving this lens asks you to resolve your separate sense of identity. Bring awareness to the way you hold duality pairs, such as good and bad, right and wrong, them and us. Such pairs support the very framework of this 3D reality. And instead, explore concepts around reframing the language of separation and limits, opening up to an exploration of cooperation, alliances, that which transcends opposition and duality. It's an invitation to start to look at belief systems and see the ways in which they limit you. If you chose ik, ik is wind. So, this is all about breath, wind, spirit, inspiration, truth. This is about opening ourselves to expansion, transcending those limits that are brought to us through dualistic perspectives. And this is a message that says, I am the fertilizing force of the cosmic wind. And so moving beyond the limitations of a sense of victim, or interference in connection with this energy of Chicchan. This is about listening to the wind, listening to the divine inspiration that comes on the wind, and then allowing yourself to put that into action, to ground it Be the feathered serpent that brings it down the pyramid to earth. If you chose number 3, this is language of light. This is a gateway. It is that singular point right in the center of that circle and all those emanating rays. The activation of that essence within and transcendent consciousness. So listening to that one pointed focus, listening to that call, developing and trusting in the language of the divine that is encoded in your feelings, in your emotions, in your openness to experience. This is opening to the pure state of consciousness, which has a brilliant focus of intention and actualization. So those are the messages from above. And below, we have the first on the far left, the ocelot, which is very similar to jaguar energy as well. This is the wisdom of the dark, the secrets, the mysteries, the unknown. This is opening ourselves to what is hidden, to hear the wisdom, the occult wisdom. Sometimes we have to work for it. This is not about keeping secrets, but about putting the energy into drawing out the arcane, the wisdom that requires effort, but is so worth the effort. There is wisdom to be found in the dark, but it does require our work to both seek it and to find it. And then we have, this has come up a few times, the scarlet macaw, which is similar perhaps to the Quetzal. This is the phoenix, the resurrection. This is rebirth. We've lost some music. There we go. So there's a strong energy that comes with scarlet macaw. There's this message that scarlet macaw is bringing something that has been lost back to you. It may be in a changed form. It may have been transmuted while it was lost, coming back to you in a new way. But this is energy that is looking to complete its circle. While scarlet macaw may be the figurative phoenix, the question remains as to what the phoenix brings forth, or how the energy now transmuted will manifest upon its return. So paying attention to what maybe was lost in the dark, what within you needs to find a transmuted home. And the last, it's interesting, we've got the wisdom of the dark with the ocelot. This can be the challenge of the dark with Scorpion, and in the center is this phoenix rising. So if Scorpion came to you This is about examining temptation and addiction, but also paying attention to what have you forbidden for yourself. Not just what we've indulged in, but also what we have held away from us. And that may not necessarily be something that is bad. You know, have I forbidden myself happiness, or forbidden myself companionship, or told myself I don't deserve to be happy? Scorpions as well tend to be nocturnal. So there is, the ocelot is inviting us to find the gift of the light in the dark. Scorpion is perhaps asking us to look at the gift of the dark in the dark. You know, what has been repressed, denied, rejected, and that also is a gift for us. And these are strong energies. This is Chicchan. This is Serpent. This is what is rising through us. So pay attention to what came to you today. Coming back. This is our symbol for serpent. And be aware of the energy within. Be aware of the messages within. We have 13 days to really work with this beautifully powerful energy. Now this brings us up to the 19th of May, this journey. So how are you going to harness the evolutionary power of the energy of Chicchan? So bringing your awareness once more back to your breath. Just going to find our pyramid that got lost in a shuffle. So, find ourselves once more at the top of our pyramid in the jungle. Gazing up into the cosmos, feeling that swirling energy of Serpent around us, moving through us. You turn and face the steps once more. And as you do, imagine that you yourself are that feathered serpent. These plumes of the phoenix. And as you walk down the stairs, step by step, down the center passageway, sure-footed, you are bringing this harnessed energy down with you, much as the sun does as it rolls seemingly down the steps, illuminating the feathered serpent as it goes. You find yourself on the bottom step, taking a step onto the earth, grounding these powerful energies within yourself and yourself in this time and place. And take 3 deep centering breaths. And when you're ready,